Hello everyone, welcome to Career Launcher, and today we are going to start with the analysis of IIM Bangalore UG AT, that is aptitude test, and that started last year. And with me we have uh, our senior verbal faculty Siddharth sir, and he has a terrific way of teaching and explaining every concept. So welcome Siddharth sir. So
Thank you, Shashank.
and I hope you have seen the paper and what's your take on this. And अब थोड़ा सा अगर आप चाहो तो आई एम बैंगलोर के बारे में थोड़ा सा आप चाहो तो ब्रीफ कर दो.
Yes, Shashank, तुम्हारी voice शायद थोड़ी सी I think it's not very clear. Can you check?
Okay. Uh,
Yeah, I hope
is it
my voice is clear to everyone.
no. Your voice is clear. Am I better?
Yeah, I think there is some video lag. That's why there is some problem. Right. Anyways, so I will start. So yeah, so here I am Bangalore. What to say? I mean, it is perhaps the best management UG college in India. I mean, management mein it is perhaps the best. IIM Ahmedabad and Bangalore are the two topmost colleges in India. Arguably, कोई किसी को वन बोलता है, कोई किसी को वन बोलता है, but दोनों ही एकदम top class हैं. And they started off with this UG course. They offered 2 degrees. एक economics में and one in data science. Data science, right? So they offered 2 degrees, and the exam last year was the first time they conducted the exam. The first batch would have been, inducted this year. So exam happened in the month of December. Okay, and it's a very, very good program. Every IPM aspirant, one who is aspiring for integrated program, uh, that the person should actually write this exam. UG AT, IIM-B UG AT. I think the only criteria is that they need to be, they need to be from mathematics background. When I'm saying background, it is the subject. The commerce plus maths can write, but without maths, I think they are not allowed. If I'm not wrong, that's the criteria. Shashank,
Yes.
do you have any idea about that?
Yes. Maths is mandatory.
Maths is mandatory. Yeah. All right. So what we have done, what we are doing today is we will be discussing the first mock. I hope that all who are present here have taken the mock. So what I will be doing is I will be dealing with the verbal ability part, and then Shashank sir will take over. Right. So there will 15 questions in verbal, 15 in logical, and 30 in quant, and total 120, total 60 questions, 2 hours time. Shashank, what is this section 1 category, NA, and what is that?
So basically, last year when we have seen the scorecards, we realized that they are not giving any sectional cutoff to verbal as well as logical reasoning. There is only sectional cutoff that is applied for maths. So in verbal, you can score as good as zero, still get in. But in maths, there is a cutoff, there is a fixed cutoff. So,
Okay, that's an insight.
Yeah, and overall cutoff is definitely there, but they don't have a sectional cutoff for verbal and logical reasoning.
Okay, that's great. I mean, I was not aware about this discrimination of VARC and LR, that there is no cutoff and people can get through even by scoring, say, 0 marks if they score the overall cutoff. So I don't know whether it is good or bad, because not many students do like quantitative aptitude. And logical reasoning is perhaps more scoring. So, but yeah, that's how it is. We can move to
Sir,
the next slide. This is the cutoff.
Sir, I would like to add one thing, that the values that we have placed here for verbal, it is for quant, it is in percentile basis, and overall it is a score basis. So in quant, you need to have 80 percentile, and overall you are getting 114, and you are getting. So
right. So for those who are not very clear with Shashank percentile, let us explain that term. Although people from mathematics background है तो उसे पता होगा, but फिर भी percentile means how many people are behind you in terms of percentage. So if you just observed, general category cutoff was 80 percentile. So what does that mean is 80 percentile? Yeah. So if, for example, 10,000 students took this exam, IIM Bangalore, somebody who is getting 80 percentile means his rank would be effectively 2000. So 80% people are behind that person. So that is what percentile means. So basically for general category, you should aim to be among the top 20% of the people who write the exam, and you can now read the corresponding whichever category you belong. You can note the cutoff. That was for the last year, although, but I think this looks like a pretty much standard because that's what they do in CAT also, percentile wise cutoff.
So even if you see in CAT over the period of a time, they haven't changed their sectional cutoffs and overall cutoffs.
Right.
So this, I don't think this is going to change. And this is the overall summary of IIM Bangalore and in this mock. So 180 marks paper. The highest score is 148. VA is 41. LR is 45. Every question right. And
Great.
highest marks in QA is 80.
Even that is
And
great, right? 80 marks,
yes, 80 marks out of 30 means getting 27 right. That's a big deal.
right? Okay. So this is the section-wise difficulty level. So for verbal ability, there were 5 easy questions, 8 easy to medium questions, 1 medium, and 1 difficult. Logical reasoning was easy to medium level, more or less. 7 easy questions, 8 easy to medium. Quant, only 1 question difficult. Otherwise, 25 questions following in the range of easy to medium. Okay, so we will look at the questions one by one. So let me take you through the verbal ability. So there were 2 RCs with 4 questions each. So almost 50% of the verbal section was reading comprehension. 1 parajumbles, 3 idioms, 1 odd one out, and 2 grammar questions. So let us look at the questions. Yeah,
Please guide me.
difficult one is 6 and medium is 7. So we'll keep note of these students. So questions most students skipped. Question number 13, 15, 8,
And
and
12.
12. That's pretty strange. Most people skipped the questions which were in the what easy. 13 and 15 were easy questions. Even 8 was easy, and 12 was easy to medium. And medium and difficult questions everybody has solved. Great. That means students don't know how to judge, and that's fairly good point in verbal ability. क्वांट में मेरे को लगता है कि यार क्यों नहीं जज किया, बट वीआरसी में तो सब चीज सही लगती है, ठीक है, तो प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. द गुड थिंग अबाउट दिस सेक्शन इज दैट व्हेन यू मार्क इट, यू फील दैट व्हाट यू आर डूइंग इज ग्रेट. नाउ दिस इज accuracy versus attempt. So what does it mean is that question number 1, the things in green, the bar is in the green, that tells you how many people, how many students, what percent of the students actually attempted it. So for example, question number 1 here, we are not going to discuss each and every question. So this was a passage, and the passage basically says that a lot of us talk about environment and we think that it is the responsibility of big organizations or politicians or political parties to take care of environment. But what author is trying to say is that at the end it comes down to the individual effort. So it says that when it comes to individuals, we often think that why should I do anything for environment, somebody else will do on my behalf. So that is the problem. If we want to make a substantial change, meaningful change, then individuals should come forward and take responsibility, something of that sort. The message is clear. Individuals को ध्यान देना पड़ेगा. That was what the passage is about. If you look at the question number 1, that was the central idea of the passage. So very straightforward. Uh, Either A or D. बाकी तो एकदम useless था. But since the passage talks about individual responsibility, it should have been A. A lot of the students got it right. 60% did get it right. Question number 2. What does the author not mention in the context of avoiding plastic bags in the above passage? Very direct question. People should have got it right. I think we should go to question number 6, which a lot of students, yeah, this one. So what were you supposed to do here? So you were supposed to figure out which sentence is the odd one out of the five. So the four sentences out of these five, four sentences, they form a coherent paragraph. One is not part of that paragraph. You have to identify which statement is that, which is not part of the paragraph. Let us see. So statement number one says, people in business say that toner cartridges are in short supply or have updated the next shipment, right? So something related to what people in business say about the toner cartridges. To update isn't a bad word. In the right setting, it is useful. Okay, so now it talks about update. The first one talk about what people in business do. The second one talks about the update. The only common link between the two is the word update. But you should not look at the words, you should look at the ideas. Third one talks about we should tolerate them. Every person of spirit wants to ride a white horse. I don't know who this is, which whom are they referred to. Fourth, they have constructed a language of its own in own is business, and this language dear to them. I think there is some typo here. They have constructed a language of its own in business, and this language is dear to them. The sentence was that. The only question is whether business vocabulary is helpful to ordinary prose. Now, if you look at it, 1, 3, 4, and 5, for the time being, let me leave 3 also. 1, 4, and 5, they all talk about the business and the language they use. What they call. One is the example of something that in business, what is the thing that they call. So 1, 4, and 5, they all talk about business. 3 refers to we should tolerate them. Whom? Those who are using a different kind of language, perhaps in business. 2 is something that is not related to this at all. So 2 is the odd one out. Look at the ideas rather than looking at the words. Okay. Going to the next question, which I think was question number 8.
Eight.
8 or 7, which one was difficult? I think
Anything, I
7 was
think.
difficult. 7 was difficult.
Seven.
Yeah, I remember 7 was difficult. 8, I think, was in the easier category. Now, this is a classic grammar rule. No sooner के साथ than लगता है. But वो first time जब read करते हैं ना, तो it looks very odd. Why? I think that is what you need to remember. So this has more to do with the grammatical rule rather than anything else. Yeah. So next was a parajumble question number 8, which was again very direct in nature. So if you read this properly, 3 and 4 have to come together. Right? Why 3 and 4 have to come together? Because 4 talks about these reforms. So just before 4, a statement which talks about reform should come, and that is only in 3. So 3 and 4 should come together, and that is only available in one of the option. You should have marked and move ahead. Okay. Next question 9.
12, 12, 13,
Yeah,
and
12 to
15.
15 is reading comprehension. Not again very difficult. Uh,
But
so
this
it
is
is
something
basically
most
talking
people
about.
left.
Sorry.
This is 12, 13, and 15 are the questions that most people left. Can the reason be people didn't have time to attempt these questions or something else? Because these are the last three questions or last four questions of the paper. So,
So I think see, I think what could have been created problem here is the length of the passage. It was not a small passage if you look. Our texts are not that big, and this is covering entire slide in a way. So that could have been one reason that should I invest to read this, it will take at least 3 minutes, 4 minutes time, and then solving 3 questions. So should I really invest that much time, or should I look at solving something else? That might be one of the reasons for which students would have missed it. I think a lot of time reading comprehension passages people do not attempt because out of laziness, to be very precise. It doesn't take that much time what we believe. है ना, मतलब वो थोड़ा आलस आ जाता है कि यार इतना पढ़ करके क्या आंसर करूंगा, देख के ही अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है इतना सारा टेक्स्ट. So that is perhaps the only reason. Otherwise, the passage was very easy, very direct questions. कुछ था नहीं इसमें. ठीक है. But आप देखो ना, 12th question, what is the central idea of the passage? Avoid shouldering the organization's struggles alone. Lightening your workload and empowering your team can go hand in hand.
sir,
Honesty and
so I have
transparency are crucial.
सो
I
एक
will
बार
check
आप
that
बस,
question.
हाँ, सो आई
श्रीजांश, मैं
फेल्ट
बोल रहा हूँ
दैट,
अगर कोई ये पैसेज नहीं भी पढ़ा है ना, तो बोल सकता
हाँ,
है वन ऑप्शन नहीं होगा आंसर, ठीक है, टू आंसर नहीं होगा, थ्री और फोर में से कुछ होना चाहिए, ठीक है। या वैष्णवी वर्षिनी सेइंग आई फेल्ट द लास्ट पैसेज आर ऑप्शन दैट वेर वेरी सिमिलर टू ईच अदर। अच्छा, देखो, अगर ऐसे वाले क्वेश्चंस में प्रॉब्लम होता है ना, सो फर्स्ट पैराग्राफ को एक बार ठीक से ज्यादा ठीक से पढ़ लो, गो बैक फर्स्ट पैराग्राफ एंड लास्ट पैराग्राफ, वहां से यू विल गेट द हिंट इफ टू ऑप्शंस आर क्लोज इन सेंट्रल आइडिया क्वेश्चन तो कौन सा मार्क करना चाहिए, ठीक है। लेट अस गो टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन। What does the author not mention in the context of diversification requires head start in the above passage? So directly given in the passage, इस पे प्रॉब्लम नहीं होना चाहिए था, ये डायरेक्टली कहीं पर मेंशन्ड है डाइवर्सिफिकेशन रिक्वायर्स अ हेड स्टार्ट, और पूछा है कि डज नॉट मेंशन, तो होपफुली यू रेड दैट वर्ड नॉट मेंशन एंड देन अटेम्प्टेड इट। अभी इसमें तुम अगर ऐसे ही देखोगे ना, तो ऑप्शन बी तो कुछ भी बात कर रहा था।
हाँ,
Solution oriented founders recognize that they will not need their team to help them develop. They will not need. मतलब अब डायरेक्ट टेक अवे है, तो ये क्वेश्चंस गलत नहीं होना चाहिए था, नॉट मेंशन में पूछ रहा है, ठीक है। चलो तो आगे बढ़ते हैं। 14th आई थिंक तो कोलैबोरेशन के ऊपर है। सो कोलैबोरेशन मींस व्हेन लॉट ऑफ पीपल वर्क टुगेदर, सो यूनियन इज द राइट आंसर, शुड बी द राइट आंसर फॉर दिस, इट इज द राइट आंसर। आई डोंट थिंक द प्रैक्टिस और अनसर्टेनिटी को तो कोई मार्क किया होगा, मे बी कम्युनिटी कोई मार्क किया होगा, बट कोलैबोरेशन एंड कम्युनिटी से बेटर कोलैबोरेशन से यूनियन जोड़ना है, बिकॉज कोलैबोरेशन मींस पीपल वर्किंग टुगेदर। ओके, लास्ट क्या था, 15th क्वेश्चन, अगेन रिलेटेड टू पैसेज। ओके, सो
so
वंस अगेन आई थिंक इसमें एलिमिनेट हो जाता। हाँ, या शशांक।
so I'm saying let's look at the questions of LR as well. I think there are some statement assumption questions
हाँ,
and
मैं इसको देख लेता हूँ, स्टेटमेंट एजम्पशन वाले जो हैं, ठीक है। इसमें मीडियम और डिफिकल्ट तो कुछ था ही नहीं, मतलब बच्चों ने फोड़ दिया है इसको।
but still there are some questions that students didn't attempt. Question
हम्म,
number 26, 17, 30, 24, 19, so ये सारे क्वेश्चन है जो
दैट्स अ
बहुत
गुड नंबर ऑफ पीपल हु हैव टेकन दिस टेस्ट ना,
हाँ,
बिकॉज इफ यू
हाँ,
सी 129 स्टूडेंट्स स्किप्ड, मतलब 40% बोल रहा है, 129%,
close
129
to
स्टूडेंट्स स्किप्ड,
400, 400 around students have taken the test.
ठीक है,
400
अच्छा,
plus.
काफी अच्छा नंबर एट दिस स्टेज, बिकॉज ना क्लैट के स्टूडेंट्स वो एग्जाम दिसंबर में होता है तो दे वेक अप एंड दे राइट, बट आईपी मैट के स्टूडेंट्स आर 400 स्टूडेंट्स हैव टेकन दिस टेस्ट, दैट्स अ गुड नंबर एट दिस
नहीं
स्टेज,
सर,
वी रियली
बैंगलोर
एक्सपेक्ट
बैंगलोर
टू।
सर बैंगलोर का भी दिसंबर में ही है, देखो कब।
नहीं तो बट अवेयरनेस नहीं है ना, दैट इज द प्रॉब्लम।
एग्रीड एग्रीड एग्रीड। सो
दिसंबर में ही है तो दैट्स व्हाई इट्स हार्टनिंग, बट अवेयरनेस, मतलब आई एम रॉन्ग, आई वाज रॉन्ग परहैप्स, तो डिसेंट है, और दोज हु हैव नॉट टेकन दे शुड टेक इट, ठीक है। लेट अस गो टू दी दोज क्वेश्चंस ऑफ एजम्पशन वाले।
ये
हाँ, यहां पर मेरे को थोड़ा सा डाउट है इस क्वेश्चन में, मतलब पर्सनली अकॉर्डिंग टू मी ऑप्शन टू सही मुझे लग रहा है, ओनली एजम्पशन टू इज इम्प्लिसिट, बट आई थिंक आंसर गिवन इज नीदर वन नॉर टू, because the statement says that there are some major loopholes in the new policy and some businessmen may succeed in evading the taxes even now. So if they are succeeding in evading the taxes even now, the assumption
एग्रीड,
is that they would have been doing it before also. So according to me, two should be the right answer.
एग्रीड एग्रीड।
But I am wrong because I think answer key is four, तो मैं अपने आप को गलत मान लेता हूँ ऐसे में,
नहीं
ज्यादा
नहीं
नहीं
कुछ
सोचता,
नहीं, एक बार देख ले।
ठीक है।
हाँ, दिस वन,
अब यार इसमें तो ना देखो, जो सेंटेंस नंबर वन है, डिजिटल अटेंडेंस सिस्टम से कंप्लीटली एलिमिनेटेड, ये तो कभी आंसर होते ही नहीं है पैराग्राफ में, कभी ऐसी एक्सट्रीम बातें होती ही नहीं कि कंप्लीटली रिप्लेस कर दिया है. इफ यू रीड द पैसेज तो उसमें बोला है कि अच्छी बात है बुरी बात दोनों बातें की है. ठीक है, पॉजिटिव भी बोला है डिजिटल अटेंडेंस सिस्टम का, और नेगेटिव ये बोला है कि इंटरनेट नहीं है तो प्रॉब्लम होता है. तो कंक्लूजन वन इज नॉट द आंसर, कंक्लूजन टू डेफिनेटली फॉलोज फ्रॉम द लास्ट लाइन. देयर इज वन मोर आई थिंक, इन्फ्रेंस का था एक.
हाँ आई थिंक.
The company has introduced mandatory safety training for all factory workers. Workplace accidents are a concern. Workers previously received no safety training. So they have introduced mandatory safety training, which means that now everybody has to compulsorily go through safety training. That doesn't mean that there was no safety training before. है ना, तो मतलब टेस्ट तो पहले से हो रहा है, आप नहीं दे रहे हो. बट फॉर एग्जाम्पल हम लोग अगले वीक से बोलने लगे हम नहीं, मैंडेटरली देना है. तो दैट डजेंट मीन कि पहले टेस्ट नहीं हो रहे थे. राइट, सो इन्फ्रेंस टू इज रॉन्ग एंड एक्सीडेंट्स आर कंसर्न. अगर कंसर्न नहीं होता तो फिर कंपनी इंट्रोड्यूस ही क्यों करती. दैट इन्फ्रेंस यू कैन मेक. ओके, सो आई थिंक दीज वेर द थ्री क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम वर्बल लॉजिक. अदरवाइज तो पेपर वाज नॉट, आई मीन लॉजिकल रीजनिंग तो डेफिनेटली इजी था. सो एनी क्वेश्चन फॉर इंग्लिश एंड वर्बल अभी तक के जो डिस्कस किया, एनी डाउट, आई मीन नॉट इन द क्वेश्चंस बट even for your preparation or anything, please ask. Just give me a minute.
So if anyone has any doubt regarding the preparation of verbal, how to go through RCs, how to eliminate the options, or how to comprehend from inferences, assumptions, you can ask. I won't say you must ask questions to sir. So anything that is related to verbal. So
चलो ठीक है देन शशांक, आई विल टेक लीव. थैंक यू सो मच.
Nice, sir. Thanks a lot to join with us, and hopefully I'll see you more often. चलिए sir. चलो. So now I'm going to start with the logical reasoning, and what I am going to do, I am going to see how to solve the questions. Okay, so first of all, what we have, so question number 26, 17, 30, 24, 29 and 19, these questions are skipped by a lot of people. Majority questions I'm going to see, they are either easy or medium. ये अपना एक्यूरेसी ग्राफ है. 26 लग रहा है कि बहुत सारे लोगों ने छोड़ दिया है, 24 लोगों ने छोड़ दिया है, बट नाउ लेट्स सी टू दोस क्वेश्चंस. नाउ दिस इज अ वेरी सिंपल एंड स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड क्वेश्चन ऑफ उसका क्या बोलते हैं, जो भी अपने कोडिंग डिकोडिंग होते हैं, बहुत स्टैंडर्ड सा क्वेश्चन है. So this is not what I'm going to take. This one I think has very low attempts or कैसे करना है. So basically whenever I am going to look at these kind of questions, what I am going to look at, I am not going to look at the question, I am going to look at the options 197, 195, 196, 198. ठीक है, ये मेरा जो है ये क्वेश्चन है. Now I am going to write down all the numbers. So if I figure out the numbers, more likely I got the answer. 122, 143, 170. These numbers are there. Now, if you look at all the numbers are very close to each other. Now, if I look closely, this कुछ arrangement type दिख रहा है. So basically this number is, the first number is 11 square plus 1, next one is 12 square minus 1, next one is 13 square plus 1, then next one should be 14 square minus 1, and that comes out to be option B. That's it. So when you are going to look at number series, so generally number series में लोग क्या करते हैं, difference देखते हैं, addition, subtraction देखते हैं. So apart from that, you should also look at the you should also relate it to spheres. आपको स्पायर से भी रिलेट करना पड़ेगा, आपको प्रोडक्ट से भी रिलेट करना पड़ेगा. सो व्हेन यू स्टार्ट लुकिंग एट दीज, इस टाइप के क्वेश्चन बहुत आसान हो जाएंगे, और ये 40 सेकंड से ऊपर का क्वेश्चन नहीं है. वंस यू फिगर आउट हाउ टू अप्रोच दिस वन. अंडरस्टूड एवरीवन? सो हम लोग सारे के सारे क्वेश्चन जल्दी जल्दी देख लेंगे. इसके अलावा अपना कौन सा था, 17 हो गया, 19 भी देखना है हमको। सो चलो 19 देखते हैं, 19 वाला क्वेश्चन। सो 19 वाले क्वेश्चन में किसी को कोई इशू लग रहा है क्या? कोई कैन समवन टेल मी हाउ यू आर गोइंग टू अप्रोच दिस क्वेश्चन इन द एग्जाम? व्हाट आई एम गोइंग टू सी इन दिस, मुझे नहीं समझ में आ रहा क्या बोल रहा है। I am going to look at this and this. There is a difference of 100. I am going to look at this, this and this difference is 100. This and this difference is 100. This and this difference is 50. This and this difference is 100. This and this difference is 100. Which one is odd one out? Definitely option B. That's it. Good to go. I got my answer. समझ आया? So, whenever you are solving the questions, always look for these small things, or do not look for the complete arrangement. पूरा नहीं चाहिए हमको, हमको simply answer निकालना है directly. कैसे? I don't know. Just look at the options and try to figure something out. Now, let me look at question number 24. 24 देख लेते हैं. 24 क्या कह रहा है? This is 23, 24. 24 क्या कह रहा है? ठीक है. Now, can someone answer this question very quickly for me? कोई इस क्वेश्चन का जवाब बहुत जल्दी दे सकता है? कैसे देंगे, क्या करेंगे? ये क्वेश्चन पढ़ लिया आप लोगों ने? सो इफ समवन आस्क्स मी कि कैसे करेंगे, सो व्हाट आई एम गोइंग टू डू, आई एम गोइंग टू से वन थिंग, I am going to read. Then it says G received the higher rating than E. Okay. So only G received higher rating than E. It means G is highest, E is second highest. Okay. Now after that you are going to read G got a rating of 98, E got a rating of 91. What is the rating of F? Okay, lowest rating was 63. It means this is not possible, this is not possible, this is not possible. I got my answer. I don't need to do anything else. Are we clear on this? So पूरा arrangement हमको बनाना ही नहीं है. Now let me look at question number 26. समझ में आया आ रहा है सबको कि अप्रोच क्या है किसी भी क्वेश्चन को करने की? My job is not to solve the question. My job is to get the answer. ठीक है. Next one. So animal. Let's look at animal. So A is what? A is 1. N is what? 14. I is what? 9. M is what? 13. A is what? 1. L is what? 12. So basically I have nothing to do. So I'm simply adding. This is 10. This is 27 and 3. 20, 13. So sum comes out to be 50 and 50 is coded as 150. So I am actually multiplying by 3. Now you need to cross check it with jungle. Okay. Now again, if it is a multiple of 3, now you need to look at the option that is a multiple of 3. So this is ruled out. Now we got 3. So अब इसको पूरा solve करके आंसर निकालना पड़ेगा. Now this is going to be little trickier or it is going to take some time. Understood? Now we got question number 29. This one. Now, this is a question that more likely I'm going to avoid in the exam, because even after reading, you need to make the whole arrangement. You need to spend, I would say, close to 1.5 to 2 minutes, or maybe 2.5 minutes to get the answer. So I am going to solve this question at the end of the exam. जब मैं सारे आसान question कर चुका हूँगा, then I am going to come back to this question. Otherwise, in the start, I am not going to solve this question. This is for sure. Question number 30. Now, again, this is one of those questions that I am going to solve it at the end, not in the start. Gamer, which question you are talking about? Are you talking about this question? Gamer, are you talking about this question? animal one. So always remember, whenever we see these kind of questions where alphabets are given and these questions are part of coding decoding, so always remember that always replace the alphabets with their corresponding numbers. Corresponding numbers means A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, D is 4, E is 5. So I have written down corresponding numbers of each alphabet. A is the first alphabet, N is the 14th alphabet, I is the 9th alphabet, M is 13th, A is 1, L is 12. Now after that, I can see I cannot multiply these numbers because my product is going to be crazy high. It can't be 150. So I simply added the numbers. I got sum is 50. Now 50 and 150 are closely related. I got the answer. So same thing you need to do for uh, other words as well. Got it? For jungle as well, you have to do the same thing for jungle. You have to do the same thing for desert. So समझ में आया कि एग्जाम में अप्रोच क्या रखनी चाहिए हमको सॉल्व करने के लिए. अपना काम है सही ऑप्शन मार्क करना. अपना काम क्वेश्चन को सॉल्व करना नहीं है, ये बात ध्यान रखिए. ठीक है. So, और उसके लिए ये भी जरूरी है कि which one you need to pick, which one you don't. I'm not picking this question because a majority of the people got this question right. So I'm skipping this question. I'm not solving all the questions. I'm picking only those questions that are difficult. Understood? Or people have left those questions. क्लियर है ना सबको? और अगर आपको किसी पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन में कोई डाउट है, डू लेट मी नो. आई टेक दैट क्वेश्चन राइट हियर इटसेल्फ. अभी पिक करके उसको सॉल्व कर सकते हैं. अगर आपने मॉक दिया है, आपको ये लगता है कि कोई पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन है जो आपको समझ में नहीं आया, यू कैन आस्क मी. आई कैन सॉल्व दैट क्वेश्चन एज वेल. ठीक है. नाउ दिस वन there are some difficult questions. A lot of questions are easy. I hope because people belongs to math background, इसलिए बहुत सारे क्वेश्चन जो है वो आसान है, लोगों ने आसानी से कर लिए हैं. जनरली मैंने इतना हाई वो नहीं देखा, but if I going to look at this data, so maths is attempted by least number of people. Logical reasoning was easy, but remember this, math is the only thing that is going to save you in this particular exam. क्योंकि कट ऑफ जो है वो रीजनिंग और वर्बल में नहीं है. सेक्शनल कट ऑफ केवल मैथ्स में है, तो आपका मैथ्स थोड़ा अच्छा होना चाहिए. ठीक है. सो आई कैन ऑल्सो हेल्प यू हाउ टू अप्रोच दीज काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चंस. ये वाला क्वेश्चन जो है, आई वुड से विच क्वेश्चन आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट. 32, 34, 40, 56, 58, 32, ये वाला क्वेश्चन. Okay, now this is a little tricky question. Now why it is a tricky question? I won't say even it is a tricky question. It is very simple question. Now what is, first of all, you need to understand what is trace. Trace of A. Generally majority people haven't seen what is trace of A. Does anyone know what is trace? तो जो ट्रेस होता है, दैट इज, आई थिंक आई कैन गेट द आंसर वेरी क्विकली इन दिस पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन. ट्रेस इज द समेशन ऑफ डायगोनल. So that is 2 times A plus 2 times B plus C plus C plus B plus A plus B. I think there is a typing error. It should be चलो देख लेते हैं. B plus C, A plus C, A plus B. Oh, there is a typing error. It should be A plus B. That's the reason majority people left this out. So 2 times A plus B is equal to 18. So I would say A plus B plus C, and that is equal to what? 9. Sum of the diagonal elements. So A plus B plus C is 9. Now A into B is 6. So A is 2, B is 3. So now A is 2, B is 3. Then C becomes 4. I need AB, that is 6, BC, that is 12, CA, that is 8. Sum comes out to be 26, that's it. Doesn't make a difference in which order they are. Understood? किस ऑर्डर में है उससे क्या फर्क पड़ता है, आंसर तो सेम ही आएगा. ये समझ में आया कैसे करना था? हाँ ना? Was it too difficult? अगर एग्जाम में सॉल्व करना है ना, आई एम गोइंग टू टेक दिस अप्रोच ओनली. A plus B plus C is equal to 9. Then AB plus BC plus CA. Got the answer. That's it. Now let's look at the next question that people were asking. People actually skipped. So 32 is done. Let me go to question number 34. This one. The mean and variance of the data is 35 and 10 respectively. The mean and variance of another discrete data yj is 15 and 5, and these two data sets are combined, then the variance is what? ठीक है, ठीक है. Now, what I am going to do in this particular question, I am going to leave this one. Why? Because to get the answer, of this question, this is going to take a lot of time. I don't have enough time to get the answer, so I'm going to skip this one. Perhaps if I'm going to get the time, I'm going to solve it later on, not now. Okay. Now, let me look at the next question. That is question number 40. The area of a square constructed on the diagonal of rectangle on its side is 108, 1 by 3%. So basically that is 325 by 3% more. Okay. Okay. And this is what it is saying. And the perimeter of rectangle is 28. So I'm just going to draw a simple rectangle. And perimeter is 28. So sum of A plus B comes out to be 14. Okay. A plus B comes out to be 14. And I am going to say the area increases by this much percent. So if I say, let's say initial area was 300, then it increases by what? 325. So final area is going to be 625. ठीक है. अगर मैं ऐसे diagonal पे square बना देता हूँ, so basically that is what I am going to get. Okay. And I am given A plus B is equal to 14. ये side और ये side का sum 14 given है. अब मेरे को solve करना है इसको. Okay. Now I am going to start with one thing, and that is very simple. 6, 8. Sum is 14. So this side is 6, this side is 10. Sorry, this side is 8, and this side is 10. So what is the area of a square? That is 100. What is the area of rectangle? That is 48. What is the percentage increase? So basically percentage increase is going to be 52 divided by 48 into 100. Is it equal to 325 divided by 3? So this is going to be the same thing. This is 13. This is going to be 12. And then I am going to get 3. I am going to get 25. So this comes out to be 325 divided by 3. Does it match? Yes. So difference of sides become 2. ठीक है, समझ में आया अप्रोच क्या है. हिट एंड ट्रायल से आंसर आते हैं. If you are not, and why I am taking 6 and 8, because we have a Pythagorean triplet of 6, 8, 10. Understood? ये समझ में आया, अप्रोच समझ में आया क्वेश्चन को सॉल्व करने की. Why I am not taking another number? The only number that is clicking to my head is 6, 8, 10. That is a Pythagorean triplet. That's why I am picking up 6 and 8. इसीलिए मैं कोई और नंबर सिलेक्ट भी नहीं कर रहा हूँ. Do I make sense? Then I am going to move to question number 56. That was left by maximum number of people. 56, what is it? 55 तक सबसे हो गए. 56. Now this one, the geometric progression has first term and a common ratio r, where a and r are positive integers. ठीक है. And S30 minus S20 is equal to k times S10 for some positive integer of k. And what is the possible value of what is the smallest possible value of k? ठीक है. So देखो, what I am going to do, I am going to assume A is equal to 1, and or you can assume A is equal to A, and then I'm going to assume if I want to have a smallest value of k. So basically, what is A30? That is A r power um, 30 minus 1 divide by r minus 1. What is S20? That is going to be, sorry, minus times A r power 20 minus 1 divide by r minus 1. And what is k times a r power 10 minus 1 divided by r minus 1. So r minus 1 is anyhow useless to us. So rejected. A is eventually useless to me. Minus 1 got cancelled out. So I am going to get r30 minus r20 is equal to k times r10 minus 1. Okay. So r20 is common. R10 minus 1 is equal to k times r10 minus 1. So what is the smallest possible value that r can have? That is going to be 2. So answer comes out to be option B. But again, this is not a question that I'm going to pick up the question then and there and do it. I'm going to leave it for later. अगर किसी क्वेश्चन में डायरेक्टली नहीं दिख रहा है कि क्या करना है क्या नहीं करना है, तो मैं उस क्वेश्चन को इनिशियली छोड़ ही दूंगा, बाद में देखूंगा. सो ये भी उन क्वेश्चंस में आता है जिसको मैं बाद में करूंगा, अभी नहीं करूंगा, बिकॉज यू अंडरस्टैंड आई एम नॉट डायरेक्टली गेटिंग एनी थॉट्स, आई एम जस्ट डूइंग इट मैनुअली. जो लिखा हुआ है वही करता जा रहा हूँ. सो दिस इज हाउ आई गेट द आंसर्स. बट समटाइम्स अब अगर इस टाइप का क्वेश्चन मेरे पास एग्जाम में आ रहा है और मुझे कोई शॉर्टकट नहीं दिख रहा है कि मैं जल्दी कर सकता हूँ, सो आई एम गोइंग टू लीव दिस क्वेश्चन, आई एम गोइंग टू डू इट फॉर लेटर. आई एम नॉट सेइंग आई वोंट सॉल्व इट. आई एम गोइंग टू सॉल्व ऑल दोस क्वेश्चंस जो मुझे पता है कि 1 मिनट से कम में हो जाएंगे. मैं पहले उनको अटेम्प्ट करूंगा, उसके बाद इन सारे क्वेश्चंस पे आऊंगा. Now the next one is what? Question number 58. That is this one. Function lies between -3 and 3, defined as this. S lies between -3 and 3. Fx is equal to -1. What is cardinality? So how to calculate the cardinality of this one? That is going to be, सबसे पहले तो इस फंक्शन को निकालना पड़ेगा. So okay, so fx is equal to f of -1. ठीक है. So what is f of -1? That comes out to be what? That is going to be -1 -3 plus 9 plus 5. And that comes out to be what? That is going to be 14 4 10. So I am getting 10 over here. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to just put it equal to 10, then I'm going to solve it. Again, fx is equal to f of -1. So basically I need to make this and that is equal to 10. Then I have to solve and get the cardinality. So then I am not going to do it. Again, I am going to do it at the end, not now. Understood? समझ में आया क्या किया क्या नहीं किया? सो बेसिकली अगर मेरे पास 1-2 क्वेश्चन और होंगे, मैं जल्दी से 1-2 क्वेश्चन उठा लेता हूं. जैसे ये वाला क्वेश्चन है. कैन समवन टेल मी द अप्रोच ऑफ दिस क्वेश्चन? मेरे पास पहले 28 लीटर था, देन आई गॉट वाटर, आई गॉट फिनाइल, and water and phenyl are in the ratio of 3:4. Then I have added 21 liters. Water is 1, phenyl is 2. Then I have added 51 liters. Water is 8, phenyl is 3, phenyl is 9. So can someone tell me how to get the answer and how to get the answer quickly in this one? I can get the answer in less than a minute. And how I can get it? What is the sum? Total quantity sum, total sum comes out to be 100. So ये जो ratio होना चाहिए, ये 100 या 100 का factor होना चाहिए. This plus this comes out to be 100. Maybe this is the answer. This plus this not a factor of 100. This plus this works the same, maybe 100. This is definitely not there. और यहाँ पे देखो तो वाटर की क्वांटिटी फिनाइल की क्वांटिटी से डेफिनेटली कम है, तो इसका मतलब आंसर जो होगा ऑप्शन ए होगा. आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू डू इट मैनुअली. अंडरस्टूड? So this is one of the ways to get the answer and get the answer very quickly. लोग इजिली सॉल्व कर सकते हैं. आई डू एग्री, यू कैन सॉल्व इट इजिली. यू कैन उसमें आप इक्वेशन बना के और जो भी करके यू कैन गेट द आंसर्स, बट आई डोंट थिंक दैट इज गोइंग टू बी अ गुड आइडिया. And so, okay. And with this, I am winding up the session. So before I wind up the session, tell me something. Do you understand that what is the purpose and what is the purpose of the exam? The purpose of the exam for you is to get in. Okay. How you can get in? By scoring more marks than others. Agreed on this? And remember, it's not only you who is studying, it's others as well. So basically, who gets in? जो टाइम क्वेश्चन करने का जो टाइम है ना, वो टाइम स्पैन को रिड्यूस कर सकता है ना, वो जा रहा है, ये गारंटी है. सो इफ यू आर एबल टू रिड्यूस द टाइम स्पेंड टू गेट द आंसर, you can get in. What is the approach? So remember, the only mindset you need to have is, your job is not to solve the question, your job is to get the answer. Last year IIM Bangalore has had 80 seats. So you are fighting for 80 seats. Out of how many people? Out of, I think last year there were 12,000 people who filled the form, and I think close to 10,000, 11,000 people wrote the exam. So 10,000, 11,000 people, and this number of seats are 80. So what are the chances? तो जो बंदा जल्दी कर रहा है, जल्दी कैसे करेंगे? हाउ यू कैन सॉल्व क्विकली? until unless you can use these approaches जहां पे आप टाइम सेव कर पाओ. I'm not saying don't leave the question. The best part, I feel as a test taker, the best thing I feel about myself, I am very quick at leaving the question. Even if you see here, I am not going to solve it now. I am not going to solve it now. I am going to solve it later. एग्जाम में ये क्वेश्चन अभी होना चाहिए, ये क्वेश्चन अभी होना चाहिए, ये क्वेश्चन अभी नहीं होना चाहिए. सो डिवाइड your questions in round 1 and round 2 and round 3. Round 1 is something that you understand, you are going to solve it then and there. For example, this question number 59, ये क्वेश्चन मैं तुरंत ही सॉल्व कर दूंगा. There are some questions that I have attempted before, like this one. I am going to take it for round 2. I know how to solve it, लेकिन मुझे पता है टाइम लगेगा, सो मैं इसको बाद में करूंगा. ठीक है. There are certain questions जो मुझे समझ में आएगा, मुझसे होंगे ही नहीं. This is a round 2 question for me. जो क्वेश्चन जैसे ये वाला टेबल है, this is a round 1 for me. I am going to get the answers pretty fast. In 5 minutes, 6 minutes, I'll get the answers. So तुम लोगों को मेरा पॉइंट समझ में आ रहा है कि अप्रोच क्या करनी है हमको. divide the question into 3 parts. Round 1 मतलब अभी करना है, अभी मैं पढ़ रहा हूँ, मुझे समझ में आ रहा है, I am going to solve it now. Round 2 मैं समझ में आ रहा है, लेकिन मुझे पता है कि ये लेंदी है, I'll do it later. Round 3 मैं करूंगा ही नहीं. जब मेरा राउंड 2 खत्म हो जाएगा उसके बाद में देखूंगा, क्योंकि राउंड 3 के वो क्वेश्चन होते हैं जनरली जो समझ में ही नहीं आते हैं. ठीक है. सो if you are looking for a shorter approaches that how to solve the questions quickly, for example, I can, if you want, I can show you a few more questions if I can find the shortcuts. Then just say assumption of values. So कहाँ पे होगा? ठीक है. जैसे ये वाले क्वेश्चन है, इनमें बहुत शॉर्टकट लग जाते हैं. ये वाला क्वेश्चन है, ये वाला जो होगा, दिस इज अगेन आई वोंट से शॉर्टकट. दिस का तो अप्रोच ही सिंपल है. ABCD इज अ parallelogram, then midpoint of AC should be equal to midpoint of BD. So pretty easy one. This is very standard type of question. ये तो मैं हमेशा ही करूँगा. This is actually this one. So this is a log function as well as quadratic function, and it is talking about the maxima and minima. So basically अगर log के बाहर negative sign नहीं है, so log के बाहर positive sign है, तो log तो हमेशा increasing function ही होगा. So if you put it something inside, you are never going to get local maxima, you are always going to get local minima. ठीक है. So आपका लोकल मैक्सिमा आना पॉसिबल ही नहीं है. सो बेसिकली दिस इज नॉट पॉसिबल, this is not possible, and so check at 3 whether you are getting minima or not, and differentiate करने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है. सो अगर x इक्वल टू 3 पे लोकल मिनिमम आ रहा है तो ठीक है, नहीं आ रहा है तो हटा दो. अंडरस्टूड? सो फॉर दैट यू नीड टू बी वेरी प्रिसाइज. ठीक है. So with this, let me wind up the session. Until then, take care. Bye bye. I'll see you in the next session, and more likely it might be for IIM Bangalore or IPMAT Indore. So अगर आपके कोई भी doubt है, so you can just drop a message to the comment box itself. And this, let's find out. Take care. Bye bye. Good night.